Hey guys, we are hanging out backstage at Rocklahoma with Marcos from P.O.D, my man.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. You guys crushed it today, dude.
You know, given the heat, given the time slot, you can let those types of things get you down. But as a band, we're like, we didn't come here for nothing.
Right.
We got to show these people what's up. So we got up on stage and do what we always do. We had a couple technical issues going on that nobody knew about. But we were like, hey, man, we've played garages. We've done it all, dude. You know what? We've played wherever you wanted us to play. Let's plug and go, baby. Let's do this. And that's what we did. That's what that energy was. It was like, let's go. Throw and go.
Exactly. I noticed the in-ears come out at one point in that first song. Toss them to the side. Just keep going.
Hell yeah.
Keep headbanging. No, it was great. It's awesome. Now, you guys obviously been around for a minute. Mm-hmm. There's not been a new record in like 5 years or so. You guys working on some new material maybe?
Yes, sir. Actually, we started our set with a new song. That song's called Drop, and we shot the video for it recently. And it features Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
Oh, okay.
And it's the first song on our record that comes out. The record actually comes out spring of 2024. That song drops September 21st, and the video worldwide.
There you go. So new record, new tour, I'm assuming, that kind of thing. You guys putting together maybe some headline shows or some co-headline stuff. What are you looking at in that department?
You know, we're not, it's one of those things where we're a brand that you either love or you don't. And you either like it or you don't. And we don't have to go out and prove ourselves. You either know it or you don't. And so we're not chasing the carrot. We know our worth, and we're going to do what we want, how we want, and eventually we're going to tour and bring a kick-ass show to your hometown. And obviously, when you put a new record out, you got to do that all over the world.
Right.
A few times here in the States, a few times in Europe, a couple times in South America, and then wherever else. If they want us to play on the moon, maybe we'll go there too.
Absolutely. You guys played Sick New World
recently,
was sick. Which was badass. Incredible lineup.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, this kind of music kind of making a comeback, Emo's coming back, new metal or kind of the rap rock fusion is coming back. How exciting is it?
I think it's just finally paying off because the parents that were actually youthful listening to the music originally have now shown their kids that are growing up, and now those kids want to go see it live. Right. Especially since a lot of the bands are still touring and playing. So it's kind of like doing this whole full circle. Because all these bands have been here. Yeah. They've been going throughout. They never stopped. We stopped for about 5 years, but we're still going. And whether a trend comes and go, we've seen a lot of trends during our tenure as a band. We saw ska, we saw pop punk, we saw rap metal, we saw all these different styles, and we're just, the P.O.D's like a freight train just chugging along, and we still do what we do, man.
Absolutely. What are some bands these days that you guys see, maybe there's some influence from that stuff in the early 2000s and things that you guys are really into?
Well, I mean, dude, like, we actually got the opportunity to do a tour recently because they invited us, because we weren't planning on touring. Ginger took us out, and we went out and tour with Ginger, and they had a young band on there called Vended.
Yeah.
And they came straight out and said, dude, we want to be a new metal band from like the early 2000s. Like, that's what influences us.
Right.
And we were just like, well, I lived it, and I'm still doing it. And they are such respectable kids, and they're the Slipknot kids.
Right.
So cool, man, to see kids like that just being proactive and understanding where certain music comes from and trying to emulate that and become their own.
Yeah.
We were impressed when we saw them getting down. We're like, well, now we know if they really want to keep Slipknot going and Corey steps down, we know who's taking over on vocals.
Right, exactly. Just call Griffin. Call him, man.
Yeah.
Hey, next year is the 25th anniversary of Fundamental Elements of Southtown.
25th.
Sorry to make you feel, like it's been a long time or there's some age there or whatever.
It has, but we're blessed to still be here. A lot of bands don't have that luxury, or you know what I mean? Like we're still here, and to reap those benefits, it's like seeing your child grow.
Right.
And dang, man, I'm getting old. My child's in his 20s now. That's like one of our babies, dude. 25 years old. Keep going.
You guys plan on anything for the anniversary? Maybe a re-release or anything like that?
During the pandemic, we did 3 streaming sets in San Diego at the big baseball park, Petco Park. Mm-hmm. And we played 3 sets. We did Sad Life from beginning to end. We did Fundamental Elements of Southtown from beginning to end. Obviously, there was no crowd. Right. But we did the whole setup with the production and the stage and everything. And then we did a B-side rarities set. I think it'd be kind of cool to release that live visual performance and the recording.
Absolutely.
You know, and maybe do a couple shows where it's like special. Hey man, we're gonna play that album from beginning to end. So
right, throwing it back a little bit more.
Let's go.
Not further back than that, but
it goes way back here in Tulsa and Barstow.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Goodbye for Now.
Okay.
That music video, Katy Perry, iconic. Was that the first time she was on MTV? Was with you guys?
Well, I can't really speak to that because I wasn't in the band during that album. But from what I understood, the producer that the band had worked with at that moment was working on developing Katy Perry, and she was always like a little like studio rat, just hanging around bored, looking to get noticed.
Well, that's what you got to do, right?
And so she had talent. She was sitting there, and he was like, well, you know, they were like, dude, she was hanging out all the time. And then she becomes this super pop star, and we're like, that's Katy Perry, dude. Like, you know, so Glenn Ballard was developing her from what I understand, and he was producing the Testify record. And they wanted came up with the idea of wanting a female on the vocals on a track, and they were like, well, we got her.
Yeah.
And she was like, dude, I'll do it.
Right.
And she still once in a while on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, she still talks about it, and she'll repost certain songs saying this band influenced me. And the performance on Saturday night, on one of the late night TV shows, she actually got on stage with the band. Yeah, so
it's
that's
cool
pretty
to
cool.
see heavy influence in popular music. We're seeing it a little bit more now too. I'm thinking like you've got Billie Eilish on stage during Knocked Loose at Coachella, stuff like that. Are there any like pop acts that you guys would like to do something with?
Well, listen, man, I think a lot of times when we were growing up, it was a lot more segregated, a lot more tunnel vision. It ain't cool if you like this, but we didn't ever really care. I mean, we were infusing rap, punk, reggae, and we still do. It's just we got to feel it. We got to be in that mode, like we want to do that, but we wouldn't be opposed to it. We talk about it all the time. Like as far as pop goes, I mean, when you saw Metallica with Lady Gaga, everybody was kind of giving, a lot of the metalers were giving Metallica shit, but I was like, dude, that's kind of cool that they would even attempt that, because whether it's good or not, at least they did it, and it's freaking rad. Because so for me, on the pop side of things, I'm not really sure if there's a pop star out there that I'd be like, yeah, it really have to be someone that I'm inspired by, like, okay, and they'd really have to love our band.
Yeah.
When it's contrived and you're just kind of forcing it, like, I don't know if how much you followed our band, but we've always had guest appearances from different artists throughout the years, even before it was cool and rock.
Right.
We did that because hip hop was doing that.
Right.
And we continue to still do it. And I don't know, there's probably, as far as pop goes right now, I can't think of something right off the top of my head where I'd be like, I'd want to work with this person.
Right.
Probably a little more on the alternative side of things.
Right.
Like I'd like to do a song with Foster the People.
Oh, okay.
You know, something like that. They sing the hook and we do the groove or something. You know, like something in that vein.
Absolutely. Well, new song, due out just a couple of weeks.
Yes.
New album, due out sometime early next year.
The new record's called Veritas.
Veritas, okay.
It's the old Latin dialect. You know, the old one that the priests are laying down when people are demonly possessed. It stands for truth.
Yeah.
So it's our truth because we wrote this record during the pandemic. Individually and collectively, it's our truth as a band, what we've been through, what we've all been through during that time, dude. So
absolutely, dude. I'm looking forward to it.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I can't wait for you guys to hear it, man. It's pretty cool.
Thanks for stopping by.
We also got Tatiana from Ginger on a track.
Oh, there you go.
And we have Cove Reaver.
Okay.
Sang for Scary Kids and Seosin.
Yeah.
And he also sings in a new band called Dead American. He's on a track.
Sick, dude. It's going to be badass. I'm excited.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Dude, thanks for stopping by.
Right on, my brother.
Thank you.
Respect.